This is the Lumiboost. It's a high-power LED driver designed specifically for large chip-on-board arrays. It takes a lower input voltage and boosts it up to match the forward voltage of the LED emitter. It also actively controls the output current, ensuring the LED is driven at the right power level. The Lumiboost has a microprocessor on board that can read multiple types of input signals for precise dimming control. These include RC servo-style PWM, analog voltage, 5-volt logic, and DMX. It also has a pin header for an optional ESP01 Wi-Fi module. This can be used to control multiple dimming channels and to configure settings all from a smartphone. The ESP module utilizes a custom version of the ArtNet Node open source software project. Before you get started, we recommend watching the main Lumiboost setup video. It should give you all the info you'll need to get the Lumiboost's LED drive settings configured. During Wi-Fi setup, you'll likely want the LED output to be off by default. It can be turned off by disabling the analog and switch inputs. This can be done in the PC Configurator application. If you prefer the default to be on, you can enable the analog input. It's pulled high to 5 volts by default, so it will remain the active control input until a DMX signal from the ESP Wi-Fi module is detected. Once a DMX signal is detected, it will override the analog input. There are two Wi-Fi modes. The first is Standalone mode. This allows one smartphone to be connected to one Lumiboost, plain and simple. The second is Network mode, where multiple Lumiboosts can be connected to a Wi-Fi network. A smartphone that is also connected to that network can be used to control all the Lumiboosts individually. First, we'll go over how to set up Standalone mode. To start, plug the ESP01 into the Lumiboost and make sure the Wi-Fi mode is set to secondary. This is the default, so if you didn't change anything, then it should already be ready to go. Next, download the Lumiboost app. There's a link on the website and in the manual. Then open Wi-Fi settings on your smartphone and connect to the Lumiboost node network. The default password is Stratus LEDs. The password is case sensitive. Open the Lumiboost DMX app. Once the ESP01 starts receiving data, the blue light will turn on. If your mobile device is connected, you should be able to control dimming with the main channel slider. The channel 1 slider should also control dimming, assuming the Wi-Fi channel is still set to 1. If it's changed, the new channel will become active. To control multiple Lumiboosts with one ESP module, daisy chain them together via the DMX connectors. Set the DMX mode to primary on the Lumiboost with the ESP module. All the other Lumiboosts should have unique DMX channels assigned if you want to control them individually. Otherwise, they can all be set to channel 1 and controlled together. The Lumiboost app can also be used to send parameter change requests. Tap on the config button at the bottom to open the configuration screen. The blue light on the ESP module should turn off. Keep in mind that the app cannot read settings from the Lumiboost. It can only save settings to the Lumiboost. For this reason, all of the settings seen in the app are not what is currently saved on the Lumiboost, but instead just the default settings from the corresponding configuration file. Different configuration files can be selected at the top of the screen. For example, the Air module max current is 4 amps, but the standalone Lumiboost's default is 3.5 amps. To change a setting, simply adjust the value and then press Apply. The Lumiboost will save the setting and then reboot. The light on the ESP01 will briefly flash blue while this is happening. If it does not do this, the settings likely did not save. Check your Wi-Fi connection and try again. The only way to confirm with complete certainty that a setting was successfully saved on the Lumiboost is to read the settings with the PC Configurator software. We recommend using it instead of the mobile app for configuring important settings like the LED drive that could potentially cause hardware damage if set incorrectly. Next, we'll go over Network mode. Connect to the Lumiboost node network in Standalone mode and navigate to 2.0.0.1 in the URL bar of any web browser. Go to the Wi-Fi page. First, turn off Standalone mode and click Save. Next, enter your network name and password. Click Save. Now click Reboot and power cycle the Lumiboost. It should now connect to your Wi-Fi network. Connect to the same network with your mobile device and open the Lumiboost DMX app. You should now have control of the Lumiboost. The benefit of network mode is that you can now connect multiple ESPs and Lumiboosts to the same network and control them all individually. To set this up, start by assigning a unique Wi-Fi channel to each Lumiboost. This can be done through the PC configurator software. It can also be done via the Lumiboost DMX app while connected in standalone mode, or in network mode with only one Lumiboost connected at a time. If multiple Lumiboosts are all on the network at the same time, it will send the same settings change requests to all the Lumiboosts, so it will not be possible to set unique channels. Connect each ESP01 to the network by entering the SSID and password as shown before. Once all the ESPs are connected to the network, you should be able to control each Lumiboost individually. You can even have multiple clusters of Lumiboosts on a network, each cluster with its own DMX address for individual control. To put an ESP back in standalone mode, you'll need to gain access to it through your Wi-Fi network. First, find your router's IP address and enter it in the URL bar of any web browser. This will open your router's settings page. Navigate to the list of attached devices and look for the one called Lumiboost node. Copy its IP address and enter that in your web browser's URL bar. This should take you to the ESP's settings page. From here, you can turn standalone mode back on and save the settings. After a power cycle, you should see the Lumiboost node network show up again on your available networks list. It should now be ready to connect in standalone mode. If you have any questions, check out the Lumiboost manual or contact us directly at stratusleds.com.